Right guys, it's Finn here, and the draw for the brand new Champions League season have just been released, and let me tell you, it is looking spicy. We've got some incredible teams this year and some incredible groups that are going to be so tricky to predict, yet so entertaining to watch. So we officially know what teams are playing in what group this season, and in today's video we'll be reacting to every single group from Group A all the way to Group H. We'll kind of be discussing the groups in today's video in terms of what I think will happen. I'll be essentially giving a mini/early prediction for the Champions League this season. I won't go too far in depth. I will release a proper in-depth prediction video closer to the time of the competition, but wow, the Champions League is going to be insane this season, and I want to ask you guys to put down in the comment section down below, who do you think will win the Champions League this season? Do you think it'll be someone new that we haven't seen before? Seems like Manchester City or PSG are going to end up winning it. Look, obviously there's a lot of talks about the money in the game and how it hasn't quite paid off for teams like that, but could this be their season? And talking about those two teams, jumping straight into my reaction, Group A has Manchester City, Paris, Leipzig and the likes of Club Brugge. I think this is going to be quite an entertaining group to watch, to be honest with you. Obviously Manchester City and Paris, PSG, it's going to be a very tight contest. Likes of RB Leipzig had a relatively good season last season and the season before that in the Champions League. And obviously the likes of Belgium team Club Brugge, they kind of are the underdogs in that group. I think that's going to be a very entertaining group to watch. Obviously Manchester City on their day, the best team in the world, but currently many people would say PSG are the best team in the world. I mean, they've got the likes of Lionel Messi, Sergio Ramos. Look, they've got a cheat code. That is exactly what they have. And I think lots of people expect them to win the competition overall this year. I mean, if they do not win the Champions League this season, just disqualify them from the competition. Please put them in the South African League. Let us enjoy them then if they're not going to win the Champions League. But saying that, Paris, I would assume them to win the group. I would expect Manchester City, the team that got to the final last season, to come second, if not first. It is going to be such a tight contest between those two teams. And obviously, I do think RB Leipzig are going to probably be third in that competition. It's going to be very tricky versus Paris and Manchester City, but I think that they could be reasonably happy if they come third. And obviously Club Brugge, I think it's a fantastic team, but versus the quality in that group, they're just not winning it. Obviously looking at Group B, ladies and gentlemen, this is the group of death. I mean, I can already hear the coffin song going off. I mean, this is going to be such a difficult group, and I want you guys to put down in the comment section down below, I just want you guys to put the prediction of what you think Group B will be like. Who do you think will be first all the way to fourth? What do you think Group B will look like? It is going to be tricky. Atletico Madrid, Liverpool, Porto, AC Milan. Obviously it has been years, like a decade, since AC Milan were in the Champions League, and it is going to be fairly exciting, you know. I'm excited to see what they can do. Atletico Madrid obviously won the Liga last season. Liverpool, I mean, obviously they fell off a tiny bit last season. Porto, maybe it wasn't their best ever season last season, but they were definitely impressive in some aspects in the Champions League. Definitely, they had some standout performances, obviously knocking out the likes of Juventus. In terms of winning this group, it is going to be so tricky. I think the winner will be between Atletico Madrid and Liverpool, in my opinion. Now, who do I think it will be? I think obviously Atletico Madrid have a fantastic team, probably the best goalkeeper in the world. Suarez was on top form last season. Looking at Liverpool, they've got a lot of players back from injuries. I am going to kind of predict Liverpool to win the group, possibly with Atletico second. Could be any other way though. I would predict Porto, I don't know. Porto's got a very decent team. They could really be the surprising team in this. But I will kind of go with AC Milan in third place, Porto fourth place. As I said, Group E, the most difficult group to predict. It could go any which way, to be honest with you. Going down to Group C. Okay, we've got Sporting CP, obviously Sporting Club Portugal, and Borussia Dortmund. We've also got Ajax and Besiktas. It is going to be such a tricky group once again. Maybe it doesn't quite have the quality of the group of death, but this is at least a group of quite a light spanking across the face. It's going to be a tricky group. I think looking at Borussia Dortmund, I would expect them to win the group. Obviously still having the likes of Haaland in their team. No, they don't have Jadon Sancho anymore, but it is still a top quality team. Obviously Ajax, whether I choose them or Sporting to be second place, going to be very, very tricky. I would assume Ajax to be second. They've still got a very good quality team, but I wouldn't be surprised if Sporting got that second place. So I do think it's going to be between Sporting and Ajax to be second and third, and obviously fourth place by default, kind of Besiktas. I do think Besiktas have an excellent team, and they could once again cause an upset. I think in a group like this, once again, absolutely anything could happen, and Besiktas could really cause an upset. Next up, we've got the likes of Group D. Once again, a relatively tricky group in terms of who will be first and second place, I think. But other than that, it's pretty self-explanatory, I think. Looking at the likes of Internazionale, or Inter, with Real Madrid, Shakhtar Donetsk, and obviously Sheriff, being a Moldova club. I do feel like by default, once again, Sheriff, I don't know too much about them, to be honest with you. As I said, I haven't done proper research on these teams. This is just my initial thoughts, and a proper researched, sure, why not, Finn? A proper researched prediction video will come at a later stage, which of course, if you don't want to miss that, make sure to subscribe down below so that you don't miss quality content like that. But I do think Sheriff will probably end up last place in that group with the likes of Shakhtar Donetsk. Look, they had some reasonable performances over the last few years, but they probably will be third place. And between Inter and Real Madrid, I feel like Real Madrid probably will take it. I do feel like it's going to be interesting to see Real Madrid this season, how they perform without Sergio Ramos, without Varane, without some top players in that squad that are no longer there, and with an aging squad. It'll be interesting to see Real Madrid, but I think that they will win the group. Same with Inter Milan, winning Serie A last season. It is going to be tricky. Obviously, they don't have the likes of Lukaku, Hakimi, some brilliant players, and I think these two teams, they're going to struggle this season, but versus each other, I think Real Madrid will win it, and Inter comes second place. Looking at Group E, Bayern Munich and Barcelona in one group. You ate to see it, and I ate to say it, but I do think Bayern Munich will end up winning that group, to be honest with you. I just think they've got such a strong squad. Obviously, defensively, very, very strong. They've obviously got a Upamecano in their squad. They no longer have the likes of Alaba, which might be a loss. Obviously, no Boateng, but they still have Manuel Neuer, one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Their midfield is looking solid. Their attack, they've still got Lewandowski up front. Bayern Munich have a seriously strong squad. We're looking at Barcelona. Once again, just like Real Madrid, I view it as a weakened La Liga team. Obviously, we're going to have to see how they perform without Lionel Messi. But I will say this, Memphis Depay has been a solid player so far this year. He's looked really, really good. Early stages, it's hard to predict, but Memphis Depay has looked solid. For Barcelona, we're going to have to see how they perform as a whole. But just in terms of total quality of the group and what we've seen over the last few years, I do expect Bayern Munich to take the cake on this one, with Barcelona in second place. Benfica, once again, they are there. They've done very well in Liga NOS over the last few seasons. I do think, yes, they could have picked up in terms of points. Yes, they could have won more titles. That is definitely true. They haven't been at their top ability over the last few seasons, but I do believe they have the ability to come third. Obviously, Dynamo Kiev, I think they've got a fantastic team. I think they've got a fantastic goalkeeper, the Ukrainian goalkeeper, who is absolutely brilliant during the Euros. I think it's a good team, but unfortunately, by default, will end in fourth place. Looking at the next group, as a Manchester United fan, breaks my heart to see us there with Villarreal once more. But once again, as long as David De Gea doesn't have to take a penalty, I do believe Manchester United should top their group. If they don't win this group, they just don't deserve to be in the competition overall. That is my thought. They should be the better team in this group. Once again, we've seen that quality in the Premier League. Obviously, they drew to Southampton. They have the ability to flop. But it's going to be interesting to see what United do with Varane now in defence. I don't know if they'll play him in the Champions League, but Manchester United should be the better team here. Villarreal hasn't had the strongest starts to their La Liga season. I think they've still got a fantastic team. Obviously, some players that were really excellent at the Euros. Obviously, Atalanta, it's the team that's going to compete with Villarreal for second and third. In terms of who I think will make it, it's a tricky one because I like the likes of Cousins from Atalanta. I think he's a fantastic player. Obviously, they don't have Romero anymore. I think Villarreal will take second, Atalanta third, and of course, Young Boys in fourth place. Manchester United and Young Boys, it's just memories. Not in a creepy way, but it just brings back memories of Fellaini scoring that winning goal and Jose Mourinho throwing the bottles. I would have anything to have a moment like that once again. But moving on to Group G, the second last group, we've obviously got the likes of Lille. Fantastic season last season, beats PSG to the League One trophy, but I don't think they'll quite have the same season this season. I don't know if they'll be as successful. Look, they've been really decent over the last few seasons. Obviously, Renato Sanchez being their player to watch. Will they win the group though? I don't think so. I do think the likes of Sevilla will win the group. I think they've got the better team overall. Obviously, they've just signed the likes of Thomas Delaney from Borussia Dortmund. And I think the likes of, obviously, Eric Lamela has moved them from Tottenham Hotspurs. He's had a brilliant start. I think Sevilla have a solid team. And for them to do well in the Europa League or in a European competition, it's not new news. So I think Sevilla will win it. I think between Lille and Wolfsburg, it is really tricky because obviously Wolfsburg have done an excellent job in the Bundesliga. They could actually win it, to be honest with you. I think Castells is a brilliant goalkeeper. Berghuis is a brilliant striker. It's tricky. I think it's going to be Sevilla. Maybe, do I put Wolfsburg over Lille? You know what, I'm going to be brave. As I said, a proper prediction video will come out at a later stage. But I'm going to put the likes of Lille in second, Wolfsburg in third, and Salzburg in fourth place by default. Fantastic team, but as I said, just by default. Now, of course, we've got the likes of Group H, the final group, obviously, of the group stage. Once again, it just shows how much quality is in the competition this time around. Obviously, Chelsea, the Champions League winners from last season, Juventus, Zenit St. Petersburg, and Malmo, obviously the Swedish team that Zlatan used to start his career with. Which, by the way, there are so many past and current Zlatan Ibrahimovic teams in the competition. I mean, check it out. We've got Juventus, we've got Malmo, there's no teams there, I don't believe. We've got Manchester United, we've got Barcelona, we've got Ajax, we've got Real Madrid, not Real Madrid, sorry, you don't play for them. We've got Inter Milan, we've got Paris, we've got AC Milan. There are just so many Zlatan teams. That man gets around. But looking at Group H, who will win it? I think in terms of third and fourth place, it's accurate already. I think Zenit, they've got a fantastic team. But versus Juventus and Chelsea, they're all in third. And Malmo probably in fourth place. I haven't seen too much from them, but I'm excited to see. But the winner between Juventus and Chelsea. Now, I truly believe this does depend on where Cristiano Ronaldo goes, to be honest with you, because he is the difference maker. But with Lukaku at Chelsea and the ability we've seen from him over the last few years, I think Chelsea will win their group and Juventus in second place. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my initial reaction / early kind of prediction for the group stage of this brand new Champions League season. It is going to be so exciting. And as you can see, yes, I know it's the Champions League. It's going to have the best teams in the world. But this season, I think it will be special in terms of who wins it. It's going to be so difficult to predict. And I just really cannot wait for it. Guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Of course, if you did enjoy it and you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe down below. I mean, why not? If you enjoyed it, it only makes sense. If you like a burger place for the burgers they make, it only makes sense that you go back to that burger place, right? But guys, I hope you have enjoyed it. And of course, if you do want to catch my proper in-depth prediction at a future stage, obviously make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification so that you don't miss videos like that, along with hitting this the like button down below. Can we please get this video to 20 likes? I would really appreciate it. But guys, the Champions League is going to be insane this season. We've got so many difficult groups. Group B obviously being the group of death in my opinion. Let me know in the comment section down below, who do you think will win the Champions League this season? Campione, ra 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 ra. Guys, this has been Finn, FYNN. Cheers.